Welcome back to Turkey Trippin 2023. I am currently in Delaware. I applied for Delaware and got Delaware, so here I am. So I left North Carolina and then I headed north and I hit my mom's house in Virginia. Hung out with her a couple days, almost 2 days, and then got on the road and I'm here in Delaware. So right now I just kind of walking one of these access paths in the area that I have. Just seeing kind of what it looks like. It says it's 86 degrees out, but between the no sun, the breeze, and the fairly low humidity, feels pretty good. I was rudely cut off because my SD card filled up, but I guess that's my fault. And the main part of what got cut off when I'm talking to a camera that's not working is something to the effect of, in order to get to Delaware, you've got to cross some really large bodies of water across really long bridges. And also, I've been trolling for a while and I've seen 2 Longbeards with hens in different locations. I've got a field with 3 hens in it that's only about 400 yards from one of those Longbeards. And then I've got a third Longbeard I saw that was all by himself. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go after that single bird because the other 2 pretty much had hens with them. They either had hens or were really, really close to hens. So we'll just consider them both henned up right from the get-go. We'll go after that guy that was solo. I'll go over there tonight, see if I can hear him on the limb when he goes up. If not, I'll just go in real early, get in somewhere, back in kind of where he was hanging out, sit down, see what happens, see where he starts gobbling from, assuming he gobbles. And I've got some sign right here in this area. It's about an hour before sunset, so I'm going to start making my way over to the spot where that solo Longbeard was. So I made sure to take a drive by where that strutter was, and now those 3 hens that were 400 yards away from him, I'm assuming it's those ones, they joined him. So he's got 6 hens in the field and he is just strutting out there. He's got 6 hens, so I don't know if there'd be much for me to do about it. They don't seem interested in him. He's over there strutting, but they're just eating and pecking at the ground. Good morning, folks. It's our first morning here in Delaware. I'm running a bit late. 2 wrong turns and a bathroom stop will put you a little behind schedule, but it's going to be legal in about 9 minutes. And I guess I'm just fortunate right now that the cloud cover's pretty heavy. Otherwise, I'd be walking up here in some pretty bright conditions. It's pretty breezy this morning, but an owl hit way down here and a gobbler hit it. I think I'm gonna give it another couple minutes to see if there's something closer. All right, I've heard him a couple more times. Don't feel like he's in this field edge because this edge is fairly straight. He sounds like he's in the woods. It's hard to tell because he is a pretty good ways away, but if I can hear him, he ain't too far. There are 2 birds back here. They sound like they're off the corner of this field, but in. Get down to this corner. See if we can figure out a way into these woods, or if it's worth getting in there. He's across the border, but not by much. I can't quite tell where his partner is. eyes looking at me. 3 sets of eyes. The property line's right up here, and so is the creek. It looks like it's a thick, nasty creek drainage. I don't know if I could even get them over here in 100 years. I think I'm going to let them know that I'm back here. That's at least 2. Almost sounds like 3. I hope it's not a group of jakes. I'm gonna call from here and then back up to where I can see if they were to come once I get out of this thick stuff. They know I'm here. I feel like these birds are definitely going this way. And I feel like they're trying to find a place to get across. And they were going that way. They were looking for a place to cross, because about a half hour later, all of a sudden, there's a turkey staring in my direction, not looking at me, but in my direction, and 3 jakes walked by. I didn't get any footage because one of my cameras was already dead from how long I've been running, and then the other camera I couldn't get to because all of a sudden there they were. Well, it was definitely 3 birds. It was 3 jakes. I gave them the silent treatment for a while, and eventually they walked right in front of me. The closest one was 16. The furthest one was 22. So between 16 and 22 yards, 3 of them went this way. Still a fun morning though. After this morning, today was pretty uneventful. Did a lot of walking, a lot of sneaking around, a lot of calling. Got way back on the property. I say way back, the property's not that big. I fell asleep back there for probably almost 2 hours. And when I woke up, there was a hen walking around me, and she was looking for other hens or other turkeys. So that was kind of fun to watch while I was laying there on my side. And somewhere during my dreaming, I dreamed about a gobble. And I don't know if maybe that was a missed opportunity, if that was one in real life, or if that was just in my dream. But anywho, I spent the afternoon and early part of this evening trolling, and I found my strutter that had the 6 hens last night. He finally came out on the second time I went by that property. On the back side of that property, it's public, and on the back side of that, there's this private property that I marked yesterday because I noticed, 1, it backs up to the public, and 2, it had 2 ground blinds on it. So I'm assuming that they are hunting turkeys on it, so that must mean they got turkeys. So I made sure to drive by there, and sure enough, there was a strutter with a hen on that property. The only problem with that property is that it has 100 yards of its own woods before it gets to the public. The other property doesn't have any woods of its own, it's all public. Basically on each side of that piece of public, and they're only 3/4 of a mile apart, so those birds are certainly not in the field all day long. And so those birds are in the woods from time to time, or probably most of the time. And so that's where I'm gonna go in the morning. I'm gonna see if I can't get on that bird that has the 6 hens, simply because he doesn't have any of his own woods to roost in where the other one does, but he does have more hens than the other one, so that could prove to be problematic. I've already eaten, I've already brushed my teeth and everything. I just got to get to my sleeping spot, and I got everything ready. Vesta's ready to go, water, food, snacks. Tell you what though, where I parked last night was too much hustle and bustle. That's why it was pretty easy to fall asleep today. Too much hustle and bustle. I gotta figure something else out. That place ain't working. So we'll get back after it in the morning. Kind of a fun first day here in Delaware. The next morning, I'm going after that guy that's got the 6 hens because I saw him just before fly up.
Alright, it's definitely a gobble. These woods are really open. Definitely getting closer. Try to go easy. These woods are a little thicker up here. I don't want to press my luck too much. But I also know he's got some hens. So I don't want to be out of the game right from the get-go either. Alright, I'm just going to keep maneuvering around. Try to get a little closer to him. I just don't know if he'd come back here into this garbage. I mean, at his level, it's pretty open. When I'm standing here, it's pretty thick. I'd like to get a little closer to him, but if he's halfway up one of these trees, he's got a pretty good line of sight to me. So I'm going to stay back. There's kind of some taller green stuff down here on the ground. If I can get him to come through that, he's in range. I'm just having a hard time making a final decision on where to sit. Let him simmer on that a minute. That sucker just fired off over here. Daggone it. That might be the private field right over there. If so, we're gonna have to go to the edge. Try to get him to come in. Well, I guess that was certainly a possibility. He's been in that field in the evenings. I don't know about the mornings. So, what I might do is, I'm about 120, 130 from the field. I might try to move in about 50. If he gobbles again, and I can kind of keep tabs on him. I've called to him a couple times and he's answered me. He actually sounds like he's either in the woods or right on the edge. I can't quite tell how close he is. He's pretty close, that's for sure. I just don't know if he's 60 or 90. Is he on the field or is he in the woods? I see movements on the right. I think there's hens walking over there. Actually, I think I just heard a drum. Okay, he's got hens. I see something to my right.
They're moving left to right, and they keep moving, and I'm butted up against this little tree, so I gotta do a little maneuvering around this bad boy. He's out in front of me about 50 yards. catching glimpses of him and his fan every once in a while.
I can see his fan.
Something spooked these hens. Probably was me, but I started putting and clucking back at them. I can't tell who's who in the mild commotion, but they're out of range, so there's no shot opportunity anyway. They didn't run off to the next county, so they're not very boogered up.
Daggone. I don't know if he was coming this way or just walking with the hens. But a hen pulling up the rear saw something she didn't like. They're not busted, but daggone it.
I don't think they're going to go very far, so I think I can get back on them tomorrow. In Delaware, you got to quit at 1 o'clock, 1300. So what I figured out to do was to spend my time better in the afternoons. The first couple of days I did not. So after a while at 1300, 1 o'clock quitting time, I just unload my gun, take a nap. So that's what I need to do in the future in any state that cuts off at noon or 1 o'clock. Take a nap, do some editing in the afternoon, maybe a little workout, and then go try to roost birds again. So it's been a pretty good 2 days here in Delaware. Hope you liked this video. If you did, give us that thumbs up, hit that subscribe button down there, and as always, thanks for watching.